Hello everyone, my name is Rick Martin, Director of Communications and Community Relations for Douglas County, and this is Douglas County. Thank you for joining us. This is our first show since the pandemic, and it's an honor and a privilege that I have my special guest today. In light of National Foster Care Month, these guests are really important to me and important to the county, and I'd like you to get to know them. So thank you for joining us today on This is Douglas County. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. I'd love for you, for our audience, to just introduce yourselves.
All right, well, thanks, Rick, for having us on here to celebrate National Foster Care Month. My name is Dee Dee Artis. I am the current Douglas County DFACS Director. I've been in this position since May 1st of 2020, so I started in the middle of a pandemic, which has been unique. But I feel like I got a lot of support around me with the community and Midge, and I'm just glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. Midge.
Hi, Rick. My name is Midge Ortiz, and I am the president. Sorry, I was the vice president. I'm currently the president of the Foster Care Association for Douglas County. I as well entered into this position in the midst of the pandemic, and it is a delight to be here and share a little bit about the plans that we have upcoming for the May Foster Care Month.
You know, you speak about National Foster Care Month, something that, we don't do enough in terms of highlighting. So that's why I'm really glad to have you here. You mentioned DFACS, and believe it or not, some people aren't familiar with what DFACS stands for. For the record, can you tell us?
Department of Family and Children's Services.
Exactly. And it's okay to say DFACS, right?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. What services are offered by Douglas County's DFACS?
So we have two different program areas. We have the Office of Family Independence, otherwise known as OFI, and their programs are SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and which provides monthly benefits to needy families to help with the cost of food, Medicaid, TANF, which is the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, and they provide monthly benefits that is time-limited, cash benefits to families who are in need, and they also have the Grandparents Raising Grandkids program, which offers, for those who qualify, cash assistance to grandparents in helping raise their grandkids. We also have our social services program area, and that is where we work with families and children where there has been concerns of abuse and neglect of our children. Those areas are from our investigation and family support areas, who are the first ones to knock on the doors and assess families and work with families and identify with families what services they may need. We have family preservation units who work with families who are in crisis, whose children may be at risk of entering foster care, but we're trying to maintain them at the home. And then we have our foster care and adoption units who actually work with the families and children whose children are in our foster care system in providing permanent homes for them.
Man, I can only imagine with all of that going on. And, we're dealing with a pandemic, with COVID-19. What is the current operating procedures right now?
So since last March, with the pandemic, we have been teleworking most of our work. A lot of our visits with our families and children have been virtual. Since school's been out, we've had to do virtual visits with our children. Our initial responders, our investigators and family support workers, they have made face-to-face visits when we receive concerns of maltreatment to children. And so no one is really in the office at this present time. We're looking to reopen that hopefully after July, okay, to some limited folks. But We do have a virtual lobby that is available for families who would like a face-to-face contact with either their social service case manager or their OFI case manager, and that is by appointment only.
Okay. Wow. This question for either of you, both of you. What is National Foster Care Month, and what is the focus of this month?
Sure. Foster Care Month is a month to bring awareness into our communities about the needs for homes. We are in desperate needs of homes here in Douglas County. Also to give recognition to those foster parents who have opened their hearts and their homes to be a home to provide stable environment while parents are either working the reunification plan or completing treatment. Because some of these cases that come into care are because foster parents, biological parents, are struggling in some way, form, or shape, whether it be substance abuse or homelessness, domestic violence. And so, with those areas of concern that, the needs are dire here in Douglas County to be able to provide an environment for our foster kids to remain in the community. Because that's the key. We want to keep our kids that are in foster care in our community so that there's not major changes for them.
Mm-hmm. So I know what you guys are doing now for, National Foster Care Month in terms of awareness. I mean, just like doing the show. What's the state doing?
So the state is recognizing our foster caregivers through virtual meetings. We are on social media where you can read posts and blogs and see pictures of our foster caregivers being appreciated. May 4th of 2021 is National Foster Care Day, and they are asking everyone in the community to wear blue on May 4th.
On May 4th.
Yes, and then specifically for Douglas County, we have the commissioners who have recently approved for May to be Foster Care Month in Douglas County, and May 31st to be designated as Foster Parent or Foster Caregiver Day for our foster parents.
Kudos to our chairman and our board of commissioners.
Yes, thank you to them.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Speaking of children in Douglas County, DFACS, how many are in DFACS? How many are?
So we currently have 220 children in our foster care system in Douglas County alone.
How many?
220.
Wow.
And out of those 220, a little over half are placed either in a DFACS foster home or a relative home or adoptive home, which means that the other nearly 100 foster children that are in our custody are placed with provider agencies or institutions. Okay. And the reason being is that we have some high-risk behavior children who are coming into our custody, and we just don't have the foster homes, enough of them to meet the needs of those particular children.
So how many homes, foster homes, do we have?
We have 47 certified foster homes, DFACS foster homes, okay, here in Douglas County.
Whew. So 225.
220. Yes.
220.
Correct.
And only 47 homes right now.
That's correct.
That is correct.
So it seems like a serious crisis.
It is a serious crisis. And some of our children, like our high-risk teenagers who have mental health or autism diagnosis, those children may not be able to be in a home with younger children or with another child. And so that also limits, when we talk about 47 homes, some of those homes may only be able to be equipped to have 1 or 2 children in their home based on the medical needs or the mental health needs, behavioral needs of the children who are placed in their homes.
Man, wow. Well, I'm glad you're bringing this, I'm glad you're talking about it at least, and we're having a chance to try to get the word out. What are some current planned events to help support foster youth?
We just had a luggage event through the Douglasville Police Station and some of the sororities within the county. And we were able to collect over 200 pieces of luggage.
Can I tell you how, I love to share this story with you.
Yes.
My neighbor was participating in that. He's a member of a Greek organization, Omega Psi Phi.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you the power of social media. So my neighbor, who were Facebook friends, posted it. And he posted the pictures and he said, congratulations, you know, we've weathered the storm, we've collected over 200 luggage items for foster care youth in Douglas County. And when he did that, I picked up the phone and I called him and I said, you wouldn't believe this. I can't believe this. Congratulations. I said, look, I'm about to share this news countywide, so you get ready for blessings to flow. And he goes, oh man, Rick, I should have called you to let you know. And I said, that's okay. So I turned around, shared it on Douglas County Happenings, and more people chimed in support. So the reason I shared that story, twofold. One, people are still asking if you need items. Okay, so that's the other thing. Two, I know just from years of covering stories, dealing with defects and what happens to youth, it's not an easy job.
Right.
It's not easy, it's hard, it's taxing, it's stressful, but I shared that story because there's also an uplifting side. An inspiring side.
Yes.
And it seems that was the experience you had with the luggage. And
indeed.
Yes.
We also have, coming up in July, is the Back to School Backpack event. And the same group is going to partner with us and provide services to our children. We're looking at facilitating maybe some hair cutting and nail things for the girls, providing backpacks full of school supplies so that the upcoming school year they are ready. We also have, which is a big, big event for us, is the Secret Santa program, and that's in December. And I have to say that for the several years, the community at large has been such a great supporter of that Secret Santa program. We have businesses, organizations, personal donors that sponsor a child for Christmas, and they get a wish list, and that donor will go ahead and purchase the items on that wish list for for that child, and that gift will go to that child on Christmas Day.
wow, that is awesome. Great, great, great.
Yeah, so our goal is really to make our children not feel like they're foster children.
Yes.
Many times when these children come into care, they don't have a suitcase or a duffel bag. They may not even come in with any of their belongings. And so we see so many foster children who, once they get belongings, they're carried around in a trash bag because there's nothing else to carry them. So this luggage event is really to equip each of our foster youth that piece of luggage or duffel bag so that they're not carrying their belongings, what they hold dear, in a trash bag. And then our Christmas event is just so spectacular because each one of our foster children receive gifts. So they're not missing out during that time, even though they're in foster homes.
Wow. What are some ways that the community can get involved to help support? I mean, once they see this show and once they hear what other volunteers are doing, like the National Panhellenic Council with helping with the luggage items, and other volunteers, what can the community do to get involved?
Well, I'll start by saying we are, as we said before, in need of foster homes. So if anyone is watching this and maybe it's been tugging on their heart to open their homes to these children, to provide a nurturing home to them, while the child is, being separated from the birth family, that is truly a need in our county. We also have, again, a high need for those homes to be able to accept our high-risk teenagers who may have mental health or autism, our children in the LGBT community. We need homes who will welcome them into their homes. And that's one of our biggest needs. I know Midge can speak to some things the community could help with donating.
Yes, some of the items that we would that we need are toiletries, underclothes for ages 0, diapers, and underclothes for ages 3 and up to the age of 16, 17 years of age. We also, with individuals that are watching us and the community that's hearing this story, if you're not able to open a home, if you're not in a position where you say, I want to help, but I don't know that I have the room to be able to house a child? Well, there's CASA, a court-appointed special advocate, which is an amazing program. I started out in the foster care with that, as a volunteer for CASA. And you know, you were appointed to a child, and you follow that child. My very first CASA child, I'm still involved with that person. She's a mom with 2 kids, and we still stay in contact. So there's such great opportunities to be able to support our foster care ministry here in our Douglas County.
Wow. And I'm proud to say that's how we met when I served on the board
Yes.
of directors for Children's Voices, CASA Incorporated. So that was very educational, enlightening, and wonderful for me to be a part of. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about DFACS, about National Foster Care Month?
What I would like to just kind of give an appreciation shout out to all of our foster caregivers, whether they be the foster parents or the family relatives who have taken in, you know, the children in their family who enter foster care. It really is a selfless act on their part to take in these children who are not their own, to provide for their needs, to give them nurturing and help with them educationally and medically and mentally. It's something I probably could never do. So I just want to throw out that appreciation to all of our foster caregivers for what they do for our children and our foster youth.
That's great. Mitch?
And you know, when you open that door to receive a child, you know, you always have to be prepared that with that child comes all these other services that they are being rendered to, right? And so foster parent has to juggle schedules and different halves, in addition to meeting the needs of their own biological children in the home if they have biological children. And so again, that the fact that they come and they open their hearts, their homes, to provide that stable environment and that loving environment for our children, I just have to say thank you.
That's great. And on that note, I should say, Ms. Didi Artis, Ms. Midge Ortiz, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on This is Douglas County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. You have a good day now.